to my channel and welcome to a new hormone healing meal prep video. So I haven't filmed one of these videos in nearly a year, and it is by far one of the most loved videos on my channel. So I'm really excited to be back in the kitchen with you girls this week and filming a hormone healing meal prep. If you missed last week's video was a what I eat in a day for my follicular phase. And so whenever I do these videos, the response is so positive and overwhelming. And I always do a complimentary ebook download with all of the recipes for you. So you can save it on your phone, you can save it on your Google Drive, you will have access to it whenever you need in order to recreate those recipes at home. So I will have that video linked for you in the description box down below. But for today's video, we are going to focus on prepping the foods that are going to do the most for our hormone health throughout the week. If you are new here, hello and welcome. But if you're not familiar, I'm actually a functional and integrated nutritionist, and I specialize in holistic health and women's hormone health. So that is my specialization. I do also have a degree from Stanford University, nutraceuticals and supplementational science. So here on my channel, we focus on doing as much as we can in our kitchen, in our home, in our lifestyle to feel our absolute best. And today's video is no exception to that rule. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out all of the foods that we grabbed yesterday at Whole Foods. I'm going to start washing up the produce. Then we're going to put together a beautiful protein-packed chia pudding that has been one of my favorites over the last 4 or 5 months. Then you know I have been absolutely obsessed with making my protein coffee, which gives me 35 grams of protein first thing in the morning. So let's kind of rewind and talk through my day. So I start the day with the lemon ginger tonic to flush out that bile from our liver, to really wake up my digestive system, get things moving, to warm up that GI tract, to of course hydrate, and to just prepare my body for the day. Then I hop into my protein coffee. Because it does have 35 grams of protein, I'm not worried about having it on an empty stomach because I'm getting a beautiful, rich source of protein. I'm also getting from the gelatin a ton of gut healing, digestive supportive ingredients. I'm also getting a ton of healthy fat in. If you haven't made my protein coffee, I will also have that recipe for you linked down below. So I've been having my protein coffee, getting 35 grams of protein in, but then I've been hopping into a little bit of a chia pudding because it is hot. Thank goodness. I'm loving the summer heat, but because it is hot, I'm not craving as much my grass-fed burger from Costco, which is definitely a staple of mine, but I'm probably only having that like 2 or 3 days a week, whereas in the winter time, I was eating it like 6 to 7 days per week. I was having one of the grass-fed burgers. But lately, I've been doing a little bit of a chia pudding and half of a smoothie, and it just nourishes me to like the depths of my soul. I feel so supported. The fiber, the protein, it's everything my body is craving. So we're gonna make my protein chia puddings. We are adding protein powder, which is something I don't typically do here on my channel just because of taste preferences, but I do have one that I'm kind of liking more than others. So it's the Clean Simple Eats, and I'm using that one, whereas I use the Dr. Josh Axe bone broth protein powder in my coffee, which is amazing for your skin, your digestive system, your hair, your nails. I honestly think the gelatin and the bone broth are helping me glow backwards. Maybe not grow backwards, maybe not age backwards, but glow backwards. Speaking of bone broth, after we do that and after we prep our produce, I am going to be making my whole bone broth. So I shared this a couple of videos ago. This recipe is going to be slightly different. I'm not adding in the leeks this time because I do want to use this as the base of my smoothies throughout the week. So I'm just going to be doing carrots and ginger and lemon. Then you can use the bone broth as the base of your smoothies. I use it for the kids all of the time as the base of popsicles. Trust me, you have to trust me on this one. So we're making homemade bone broth. It's not intimidating. It is so simple. It is so easy. And we're using an organic rotisserie chicken from Whole Foods. Then we're going to use the meat of that chicken to pull together a chicken salad. So we have a full day ahead of us, and I'm so happy and excited to be here with you girls. This is truly one of my favorite videos to film. So I love that you love this format and that you love this content, and I hope you find a ton of inspiration today. cruising. We're making a lot of progress. You want to hear something funny? I just checked my Oura Ring steps and I already have 9,000 steps, literally just from walking around this kitchen. Of course, before I started filming, I was like going up and down the stairs. But I mean, you guys know I'm very intentional with my steps. And on a day like today, when I'm doing meal prep, I'm not really getting outside and getting in a ton of steps in. But people always ask me, like, how do you get in so many steps? I think it's just because I don't sit down. So even taking steps from here to the kitchen, doing dishes, putting dishes away, it all adds up, girls. I promise you, it all adds up. But I am going to give myself just like a little bit of an afternoon boost. And I have been sharing with you girls for over 2 years my absolute love for the Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough. So I take 1 magnesium in the morning with my morning supplement stack for energy, for cognition, for a little bit of a boost, because in order to properly synthesize your vitamin D, you need adequate levels of magnesium. Thankfully, the sun is out. It is shining right now. We've had some weird weather here in the Midwest where it's been super rainy, then really hot, then back to rainy. So I always include 1 magnesium in the morning to help me synthesize my vitamin D. Then I take 1 in the afternoon, right around 2:30. It's not quite 2 o'clock yet. It's only like 1 o'clock, but I'm going to be getting ready to take this now just to help prevent any of that afternoon lull. It also helps me feel calm and relaxed through the day. So that's one of the reasons I absolutely love to pepper in magnesium wherever I possibly can. Then, of course, I take 2 before bed to get the most incredible, deep, restful sleep that I've absolutely ever gotten. I always share with you girls that over 2 years ago, when I started taking the Magnesium Breakthrough, I immediately saw a 30% lift in my sleep score on my Oura Ring, and I changed nothing else in my routine other than this magnesium. If you've never tried the Bioptimizer's Magnesium Breakthrough, I would highly encourage you to give it a try. The reason why the Bioptimizer's Magnesium stands above the rest is that it does contain all 7 elemental forms of magnesium in 1 convenient capsule. So I will have my link for you in the description box down below, as well as the first pinned comment. And currently, right now in the month of July, and I think early into August, you can use my link right now to get a complimentary bottle of the Magnesium Breakthrough. This is a first for me. I've been working with Bioptimizers for over 2 years. So now is absolutely the time to do so. So go ahead and grab that link in the description box down below or in the first pinned comment. Let's go ahead and make our protein chia pudding. Moved all of our produce forward so this can keep drying. I do like to wait until the produce is pretty much fully dry to put it away in the refrigerator. I just find at that point I have the most success with everything lasting up until the point of when I need it, or until the point of when we consume all of the produce. So now let's go ahead and make our protein chia pudding. So I have 1.5 cups of coconut milk here in our little glass beaker. And to that, into the coconut milk, I'm going to be adding 2 scoops of the Clean Simple Eats protein powder. So I don't love the taste of protein powder, but I will say the Clean Simple Eats brownie batter tastes delicious. I really, really like that one with a little bit of raw milk or whole milk, just like a tiny little bit, water and ice. It tastes like a chocolate milkshake, but I think the vanilla is okay. Maybe I'm just like not a vanilla protein powder girly unless it's in my protein coffee, but I'm gonna be adding 2 scoops, which is going to give us 40 grams of protein just from the protein powder alone. Then we are adding chia seeds, and chia seeds are rich in fiber, in calcium, minerals, iron, and they do also pack a punch of protein as well. So I'm just gonna mix this together. Then toss in 4 tablespoons of the chia seeds. Mix all of that together, pour it in our little containers, and then we're good to go for the week ahead. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in here as well before we add the chia seeds. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the vanilla protein powder. I think it's protein powder in general. The other one reminds me of a milkshake when I have it, so that's probably the only reason why I like it. And then just a little bit of mineral salt to help balance the flavor and also to add in a good source of minerals. So this worked out perfect. It made 5 little protein-rich chia cups for me for the week. So Monday through Friday, talk about convenient. So all we're gonna do is pop the lid on these and then put them in the fridge for the upcoming week. Okay, girls, so we're letting our produce dry out really well. Then we're going to make the lemon ginger tonic. In the meantime, I have our organic rotisserie chicken. Kaya and the kids went to Whole Foods for me yesterday, which was a lifesaver. I was a little bit behind this week, so they did all the grocery shopping for me yesterday. So I just popped this in the fridge. Now I'm going to debone and take off all the meat. We're going to use that in our cherry chicken salad from Living Well, which, girls, we have added so many new and beautiful recipes to the membership site. Oh my goodness. It's like pinch me moment over and over again. And there's even more incredible things coming. We're going to make the chicken salad. And before I put together the chicken salad, we're going to pop the bones into the Instant Pot with some of these carrots and with some of this lemon. And we're going to make our bone broth with the bones from this chicken. So girls, I do also add some of the skin to the broth. We're putting the bones over here in this bowl because the skin has the fascia and that's where a lot of the collagen is, and of course in the bones as well. You don't have to add all of the skin, but just a little bit is something I would definitely recommend. Okay, so I've pulled all of the meat off of the bones. So now we're going to just toss that into the Instant Pot. I am going to be adding in a bay leaf. I have in here, as you guys saw, 1 whole lemon and our carrots. So now we're just gonna toss this in. Now we're just going to add filtered water all the way up to the max fill line. So girls, this is going to make over like 60 ounces of bone broth. And to be honest with you, it's like well over 60 ounces of bone broth. So in Kettle and Fire price points, and you know, I love me some Kettle and Fire. Their bone broth is top notch. I absolutely adore their bone broth. But in Kettle and Fire terms, that's like $40 worth of bone broth. And we're going to use the chicken here next to me to make our beautiful cherry chicken salad. And the rotisserie chicken was $11.99. So for $12, you're getting a beautiful salad for at least 3 days. It'll probably last like 3 days depending on how you serve it. I'm most likely going to enjoy it inside of like a romaine or a Napa cabbage leaf throughout the week, and I like to mix it up and use it different ways. You could also put it on a piece of sourdough toast. You can eat this chicken salad so many different ways. So we're going to make an entire chicken salad with the chicken and over 60 ounces of homemade nutrient-dense bone broth for $11.99. So I know the thought of making bone broth at home could be intimidating, but as you can see, it's so simple and so easy, and it saves a tremendous amount of money. And on my Glow Up to 40 journey, I've been sharing on the playlist. If you haven't seen that series, I have an entire playlist dedicated to it. But I've been sharing how I'm drinking at least 20 ounces of bone broth a day for skin health, for gut health. Honestly, the integrity and the glow to my skin is better than it's ever been. And I have to say that since October, because I've been drinking so much bone broth every single day, I think it plays a huge role. So worth trying, worth looking into. So we filled the water all the way up to the max fill line. Now we're just going to pop on the lid. We're gonna cook on manual for 2 to 3 hours. I'm gonna do 3 hours because I have the time on high, and then it'll be ready. Just made an athletic greens really quickly. I have to do a whole bunch of dishes behind you girls, and then we're going to make the lemon ginger tonic, but I needed like a second to reboot and get my energy back. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these popped into the fridge, and the bone broth has 46 minutes left, and then we will strain it and put it into glass storage containers for the week ahead. I'm just in the process of cleaning the juicer, but I'm always grateful, and it's always worth it to have fresh tonic on hand. Our beautiful bone broth is here and I've got it all packaged up. I'm just waiting for it to cool down before I put the lids on. I have a little bit extra. I just gave the kids each 6 ounces and they guzzled it down. I did add red mint salt because this one I didn't season. Like this one was with just carrots and lemon. I didn't make it savory. So I did make it savory for them. You can see it's already starting to gelatinize at the top, which means we did really good. And that's the importance of the citrus, of the lemon, or you could use apple cider vinegar. That's the importance, is that it really does pull out all of that beautiful glycine from not only the skin, but of course from the bones as well. So I'm gonna let this cool and then pack it up. But I want to thank you girls so much for watching. And if you like this style of video, these hormone healing meal preps, let me know in the comment section down below, because then I will know to film more of these for you. But if you did like today's video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And now the subscribe button is right over here on the screen. Give that a click, that way you don't miss a single video. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday.